Alrighty, folks, welcome into the AfterSchrock. Thanks for joining us on the program today. There was a lot to go through, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night either. Oh man, I'm kind of tired. The baby decided it was a good night to stay up late, so I'm a little punchy, and I was trying to get through a lot of info without boring everyone to tears with technical stuff, because a lot of the stuff today was super technical. Like the router thing, oh my gosh, we could spend an entire hour just taking calls from people who want help updating their router, and every single router is different, and we could do that for hours and just have a show. And it would be really boring for most people. It's kind of like when you have a psychic on the radio, and the person who's calling and getting the psychic reading for free is really interested, but everyone listening is bored out of their mind or waiting on hold to get a call. All right, so this is your opportunity to ask any questions that you might have, things that fit into the show, things that didn't fit into the show, anything that you might be wondering about Schrock. One thing I will throw out there is we have a couple positions open at Schrock. We are looking for a front desk position for one of our service centers. We have an employee who's going to be leaving us in the first quarter of next year. Summer in the Omaha Service Center is going to be moving to do her master's degree or her graduate's program or whatever in Washington, D.C., and so she's still waiting to make sure she gets into the school she wants, but we need to be prepared for that. So we are hiring a front desk position to get them trained up so they're good to go by then. Also, we are looking for a junior or senior level full-time technician in the Lincoln Service Center. So if you know anybody who is interested in those positions, they can go to SchrockInnovations.com/apply or /application. Sorry, SchrockInnovations.com/application, and get that all taken care of and apply for those positions. All right, so thank you, Marcia. I don't know why you're giving me high fives, but I'll give them right back to you. All right, so questions, guys. Anything you want to know? Anything from the week that is bugging you? One thing I didn't get to on the show was the Drive Advisor Saves a Server story. So we built a server for a church so that they could stream their services basically over YouTube and everything, so like shut-ins or members of the congregation that couldn't get there for the service can enjoy the service. And so we built this. It was an epic server to do all the streaming work that needed to get done. And they took it to the church. It was working great for like a week and a half, and then all of a sudden Drive Advisor pops up, says your solid state hard drive is at 99% health. So brand new solid state, and it failed in a week and a half. So sometimes you get bum equipment from the manufacturer. We test it before we put it in. It was at 100%. We can't really do anything more than that, but that's what Drive Advisor is for. Drive Advisor will tell you when your hard drive's going bad so that you can fix it before it's an absolute crash that goes to data recovery. So because they had Drive Advisor, and the only reason they had Drive Advisor is they bought their computer at Schrock and we installed it on there. We didn't give them a choice. We just put it on there. But because they have Drive Advisor and they have a warranty through Schrock, we were able to have them bring that computer in, get that hard drive replaced under warranty while we could still clone it, and now they're back up and running at their church. They're probably doing services today, streaming them on YouTube with their brand new solid state hard drive and their brand new server. So yeah, it's a bummer that a brand new computer developed a problem that quickly. It does happen sometimes. But, Drive Advisor allows us to handle that and get it done while you're still under warranty and get it done before there's a huge disruption to anything. I mean, we were able to get that back up and running again for them in an afternoon, as opposed to like a data recovery that could take a lot of time. So that was pretty good stuff. Could a tech come to my house and pick up a computer I'd like to recycle? Good question, Keith. We do not pick up computers for recycling. We do recycle them for free, though. So basically, we don't pick them up. But if you want to drop them off at any of the 3 service centers, just throw it in your car, and when you're in the neighborhood around one of the 3 service centers, just drop it off. We'll be happy to take it from you. The only thing we charge for are monitors. It's $15 per monitor, regardless of the size of the screen or the weight. So we're not trying to weigh them or any garbage like that. It's just $15 flat rate. But everything else is free. Printers, scanners, keyboards, mice. In fact, our pickup is on Thursdays at the Papillion Service Center. So in Omaha, we have this mound of stuff because the ultimate upgrade's going on, guys. People are just starting to get their ultimate upgrade, so they're bringing in their trade-ins. And then those trade-ins just get piled up in the corner, and we take them out in the pickup, and we bring them over to Papillion where our recycle guy comes and picks them up from us. Well, Thursday I was out, and so we missed the pickup. So now we have a really big mountain of stuff in Omaha. It's kind of funny. You can walk past the windows and look in, and there's this giant pile of computer gear just sitting on the floor like so much trash. It really is trash, but it needs to get recycled properly. So we're going to get that done this coming Thursday, hopefully. But I think we're approaching the point where a pickup truck might not be big enough. We're going to need maybe a couple of trips or whatever to get that all over there. All right, let's see. What else do we have today? We talked about the ultimate upgrade being the last weekend. This is the last day. You guys might notice during the show that sometimes I'm cagey with dates. You'll notice I didn't wish anyone a happy Memorial Day on the program. The reason being is the show that we record today is going to be re-aired next week in Lincoln on Saturday. So that's why when someone wants to come in, I'll say, hey, we're open on Saturdays from 10 to 8, Sundays from noon to 5. I won't say, hey, we open today at noon, because then, if it's Saturday, that sounds weird on the radio. And that comes in weird for sales, too. So today is the last day for the ultimate upgrade. Or then I was like, oh, I said that was the first thing I said, and I realized that's a mistake, because what if you hear it on Saturday? This weekend is the final few days for the ultimate upgrade. Final days of the ultimate upgrade this weekend. There we go. That's better. So basically, the ultimate upgrade is actually going to go for another week, but we're not going to talk about it ever again on the radio. In Lincoln, they're going to hear about it next week. So right now, what we're trying to do is we are trying to see if WHO in Des Moines is interested in the program. We usually have to pay to get on the air. They don't give us airtime. That's why I was kind of being joking about how maybe you should tell KFAB to give us another hour. Maybe they could give us the first hour. That'd be great. But basically, we're looking at expanding the show and seeing if we can bring in another they're basically the KFAB of Iowa. Their signal can be heard all the way to California on a clear night. Their antenna is not directional like KFAB's antenna is, so it goes in both directions. So it would give us a lot of coverage almost through the Rust Belt even. So that would be pretty cool to have that level of coverage out that way. So we'll see what they come up with. It all depends on the price, and they've rejected us before. They said they don't do paid programming. Well, they have the Lutheran Hour now, and that's paid programming. They also have a couple financial advisor shows on the weekend, which are also paid programming. So maybe they've evolved, as politicians say. I've evolved our beliefs on the value of weekend paid programming. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get the show spread, because someplace like a Des Moines or an Overland Park is a natural next evolution for a new service center as we look to expand outside of Nebraska, actually. Then we're going to have to recut the whole intro, because we could say we're Nebraska's #1 computer repair company, but who in Iowa cares? Or who in Missouri cares if we're Nebraska's #1 computer repair company? So then what would we be?
Midwest.
We win more awards than any other computer company in the Midwest. So yeah, but are we really in the Midwest? The Midwest is technically like the Rust Belt states, like that area. So you have the East Coast, then the Midwest, then we're the Plains states, and then there's the West. So we're #1 in the Plains.
In the country.
I don't want to recut this every time we add a new show. Just #1 in the country. There we go. America's #1 computer repair company. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. We win more awards than any other computer repair company in America. Of course, Best Buy would call us like, we won a J.D. Power and Associates Award for, like, well, we didn't get that one, but we got the World Herald one, okay? We're good. We're good there. Oh, golly, guys. So, yeah, so we got that. The router thing, this is serious. The router thing needs to be done. If you've never done this to your router before, especially if your router is a couple years old, I will guarantee you there's an update for your router. So what you need to do is power cycle the router first, because if there is an infection hook in the router, that'll clear it out, because the command and control server is offline right now. Once you've done that, then to log into your router, you go to your default gateway. So a lot of times your default gateway is going to be, it's always going to be 192.1. I'm going to type it in here. Hold on a second. It's always going to be 192.168, and then it'll either be .0 or .1. So .0.1 or 192.168.1.1 or 1.0. So it's going to be one of those two IP addresses. If you type that into your browser, you're going to get a screen that pops up that says it's your login page for your router. Chances are, if you've never been here before, it still has the default username and password, which is what the Russians are counting on. So the default password, you can Google it. It's usually like admin password or admin or admin new pass 1 The 1 throws the Russians off, we were talking about that before the show. But you log into your router, and then under administration, there's a place that you can do a firmware update. Some routers make it really easy. You just say check for new firmware, and then it does it. Expensive routers make it easy. Inexpensive routers, $150 and less, they are probably going to make you go to the website where the manufacturer, and then search for your model number, and then download the latest firmware, and then you log into the firmware on your control panel, and it'll say upload file, and you upload it and do all that. We can help you do this over the Schrock desk if you like. The only challenge is, obviously, we're connected over the internet, and we got to reboot the router to complete the update, so we're going to lose that connection when we reboot the router. So when that happens, obviously, we have to have you reconnect to the Schrock desk. But it is something that we can help you do. It's a standard hourly bench rate, like we talked about the Schrock desk earlier in the show, $110, but you don't have to have a technician come to the house, which is actually $135, so it's a little bit cheaper. And you can't have us do this in the shop because it has to be done while it's hooked up to your stuff. But doing these updates is something that's important that you should do. You should check this. This should be like when the time to check, because we all check the batteries in our smoke alarms, right? Same thing. You need to check this every 6 months or so to make sure that if there is an update, you're getting it. Because not only are they security updates, but there's also functionality updates. If you have some dead spots in your network, or you're getting dropped a lot, where your internet connection is getting interrupted, there could be a patch in this firmware that fixes that for your router. So it's important to grab that too. It'll fix the instability. All right, last call for questions, guys. Does anybody have any questions they need me to answer in the AfterSchrock here before we hit the road this weekend? Hitting the road's pretty expensive. You know those gas prices? Man, they jumped 11 cents in a day. It went from like $2.74 to like $2.85 in a single day. I was like, boo. That was bad. Hello, Robert. And Keith says, yes. Is that yes to gas prices going up 11 cents in a single day? Well, Keith, if that's what you were saying, how dare you cheer the increase in gas prices in the same conversation where you ask me to drive to your house? That's kind of rude, man.
Oil stock.
All right. Gloria says, I must have the Russians in my router. As you went silent just as you were getting to the point of saying how to fix the router. Oh, that's slick. Gloria, all right. Here's what I'm going to do. Since it went silent for Gloria, I'm going to type it in here. How to fix your router. To boot the Russians. That'll be a good one. I'll put quotes around it. Boot the Russians. Colon. Step 1. Do tablets have video cameras? Well, they have cameras that can capture video, so yes, they do. All right, so step 1 is reboot the router. Fancy word for unplug it and plug it in. Okay? Step 2, log into router at 192.168.0.1 or 192.168.1.0. There can be other addresses that are used for that. Those are the two most common. All right, step 3. Go to administration. And it won't be called administration on every router. But most routers it's called administration. And 4, check for a firmware update and install it. All right, so there you go. And then, of course, it'll reboot the router after it's done again. Some routers are smart enough to keep all your settings when you do this. Some are not. If it's not, you'll have to set up passwords and everything again. While you're in there, under administration, it would be a really good idea to change your router's default password so the Russians can't get in anymore. That'd be really smart. So they shouldn't be admin password. It should be, I would use the same password as your Wi-Fi network. That way it's just easier to remember. All right. Hey, no problem, Sarah. Glad we could help you out. All right. So, but like I said, guys, it's pretty technical because that last step is, and then fix it. So it's the same thing as your transmission. Get under car, step 1. Step 2, raise car up. Step 1, raise car up. Step 2, get under car. That'd be better. And then say I don't do cars. Step 3, remove bad transmission. Step 4, insert new transmission. Step 5, lower car. Oh. Step 5, get out from under car. Step 6, lower car. And now your transmission is fixed. See, why are you paying certified transmission so much money for this? This is easy. So it's a little bit technical, but if you have trouble doing it, just give us a call in the service centers. Guys, Memorial Day weekend, we are so freaking slow, it's not even funny. Our guys are bored out of their gourd right now. So if you need help with Safe Upgrade, call us. If you need help doing your router, call us. We're happy to help you out with it and get you up and running and do what we got to do. So with all that said, guys, no problem, Gloria. I've got to get rolling here because the fam is waiting on some donut-y breakfast. We are closed Memorial Day, so we're going to be closed on Monday. We have signs up on the doors. The phones will be in night mode, so they won't ring through on Monday. So if you need help, you can always email. If you need help, I'll try to be around on Facebook Monday a little bit. I'm around on Facebook all the rest of the time, so once in a while my wife would like me to engage in family stuff, So I do try to put the phone down once in a while. But the thing about Facebook is if somebody messages us and we don't respond quickly, we lose our little badge. And right now our badge says we respond in a minute. So, woo-hoo! But then, of course, someone will message me in the middle of the night, and my phone is in Do Not Disturb mode. And we've set up hours of operation on Facebook, so we shouldn't get penalized for this. But it's in the middle of the night, someone will send a Facebook message, and I won't see it till 4 o'clock the next day. And then we lose our badge for a week because, the average, you know what I mean? All right, guys, thanks for watching the show. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. If you have the opportunity, please share the show. This is the AfterSchrock. You can share this too if you want, but please share the show with your friends and make sure you click that like button for Schrock Innovations while you're on our page here. That's really important. That way when email deliverability doesn't go through, or when there's something important going on, I'll pop a quick Facebook Live, and if you click the like button, it'll automatically bring that into your feed. The Facebook Live gets pulled in really easily into your feeds, and then that way, if there's something, and I don't do it for stupid stuff. I'm not like, hey, today's the last day of the ultimate upgrade, guys. No, I do it for things like, hey, Safe Upgrade is out. Run it now. If you purchased it, run it now. Do it. Go. Things that are important. Or, hey, the Russians are in your router right now. Before you lose that, reboot the oh, Russians gotcha. So anyway, that was pretty stupid, but whatever. You get the idea. All right, I told you I was tired, guys. I'm bull punchy. All right, we'll see you all again next Sunday. Have a great week, guys.